All right, let's talk about, in the first phone call, getting the number from the seller. You'll notice after you make lots of phone calls, lots of contacts, that you'll run across some people that just refuse to give you their number. This is a common negotiation thought process when it comes to sellers, where they're like, hey, you're calling me, you want to buy my house, you tell me what you want to buy the house for. And it's their way of gauging what kind of price point they can get for the home, and then they'll respond from there. So you will find that these people don't want to give you the number, so you need to get the number from them. So we have a particular approach in which you can ask a particular series of questions to draw out the number from them, okay? So first off, your conversation, you're going to talk about the house. Eventually you're going to get to the point to where you ask them, okay, so what do you want for the home? Let's assume they're like, hey, you called me, you tell me what you want to buy the home for. Well, then what I do, that the first question is, what will you sell the house for? The second question, in response to their lack of information back, is I'll ask the exact same question, but with what I call fluff. So the first question is, what do you want to sell the house for? The second question will be, well, if I paid all cash and closed quickly, what would you sell the property for? And that's asking the same question, but adding some fluff. Another way to approach it is, if I paid off your mortgage and paid off all your debts and all the liens on the properties, what's a number you'll be happy with? Again, rephrasing, adding fluff, and asking the exact same question. You'll get a lot of people that will answer that question and give you a number. At that point, you know where to go from there. Now, if you ask that question with fluff and they refuse to answer again, then the third approach is giving your number. The reason you're giving your number is to elicit a number from them. So you've already said, hey, what do you want to sell it for? They said, no, you tell me. Then you say, hey, if I were to pay all cash and if I were to close quickly, what's a number that would work for you? Again, they refuse to answer that question. Then you say, hey, given this property and the information you have given me, the area that it's in and how many bedrooms and baths and what I've done in that area before, I'm thinking that we can probably pay safely in this range. You always give a range, okay? We can pay $30,000 to $35,000 for this house, or $100,000 to $110,000 for this house. Will that work for you? Immediately, they're going to say yes or no. A lot of the times when they say no, oh, that price won't work, then you ask what price point would work from you. If you take these series of questions by that last question, hey, if my range doesn't work for you, my 100 to 110, what range does work for you, or what price point does work for you, you should get a number from them finally. Again, this happens in the first conversation. I would say a very small percentage, 5, maybe 10% on the high end, will still refuse to give you a number. They might say, hey, I don't want to negotiate or give you a price point unless you've seen the house. But if you lead a seller through these series of questions, most of the time, majority of the time, you will get a number from them or an idea of a number from them of what they're expecting for the home. And then again, like we said previously, this will give you an idea how close of a deal this property is. So use this series of questions to get the number from them. And again, you want to do this in the first phone call.